Hey everyone, Carrie Millspaw here with my Forever Young interview series. And today in my hot seat is Lance Roll, known as the Flavor Chef. And today he's going to help us with something we probably never even heard of. In fact, I'm just as intrigued to do this interview as you will be watching it. And he's going to talk about bone broth. How cool is that? And all the benefits behind that. So, hi Lance, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Carrie. Off a wonderful day of demos here in beautiful Southern California, sharing our product.
Good for
So it's
you.
been
Good for
great,
you.
a really good day.
So you're already on a high, and then we're narrowing off the day
I
and
am.
tapering it. We get the tail end of that today. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I feel great. I mean, I've been pumped up to do this interview as well. I'm excited to be part of this series, and I see the names you got up there, and it makes my heart twitter a little bit when I'm up with you guys and sharing my passion and my little product here, and seeing what God's going to do with that.
That's awesome. Awesome. Me too. Me too. So tell us, Lance, how did you get into this type of industry? You're a very unique breed. So you're a chef. You're all over the place. So you tell me, how did you get into this type of industry?
Truthfully, it began as a passion in 1988. I was just floundering around after college and did one of these tests, and it was, I was cooking a lot, and that was what I was doing for fun. And so I basically just turned that into a passion. I was very fortunate to land a job in a three-star New York Times restaurant on the east end of Long Island, and I turned my passion into a career. I got trained by amazing, excellent, chefs, which is really where the story starts. Because the basic backbone of a great kitchen in a French kitchen, or we call it classical kitchen, is stock, and mostly made from bones and the meat of animals. I was in a restaurant where we had a fish stock, we had a meat stock made from veal bones, we had a chicken broth or chicken stock made from chicken bones. We would do duck, lamb. That was pretty much the extent of it, and those would kind of be simmering all the time. And when we needed to make a sauce or a braise, we would go to those dishes and we would ladle them and strain them and cool them, and there was always lots of gelatin in them as well. And of course, I was cooking at the highest end in New York Times three-star restaurants. Within 2 years, Carrie, I became a chef, which is pretty unheard of. I didn't have any formal training, but I was so passionate. I spent 24/7 just reading and really getting into it. I had a wonderful mentor. His name was Mark Strausman. He's still cooking. He's actually doing farm to table cooking in New York right now, in like Poughkeepsie area, upstate New York, and still doing what we do. He trained me to train others, and that job, again, just briefly came out to California in 1990. We were named top 25 restaurants in America at Middle Fleur and Rancho Santa Fe. Totally German-trained chef there. Again, just all classical cuisine, and continued my career, and just building on my passion. Of course, they say when when you find your passion and you can turn it into a career, I mean, the two come together, and I was just, felt really compelled and just very on fire for it. And I moved quickly from New York to California, and I dreamed about coming to California all my life. So in 1990, we landed here, and I've been here ever since. So but the career's been going really well. Just a few steps through there, I just kept developing my own style, and I was an executive chef at a big facility for a while where we made broth every week. We made a big kettle worth of broth, and I had no idea at that time how good it was for you. But quick fast forward to 2005, when I started the transition in my life. I gave up some of the old things, and we'll talk about it here, but essentially ended up on my own. And in 2006, I met Paul Chek. And that's where the history starts. And Paul Chek, if your audience knows about Paul Chek and the Chek Institute, he became not only a close friend, a great client, but he began to mentor me. And one of the first steps as a chef, and he was looking for organic food and an organic chef, and I wasn't organic at the time, but once he handed me his book, which is How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy, we ended up becoming his caterer and his chef. And that's when I was introduced to the Weston A. Price Foundation and Sally Fallon in the book Nourishing Traditions, which is where this all started. And in terms of the product, what we're talking about today. And, you know, career-wise, in about 2004, 2005, I was cooking at a culinary school. I was teaching as a professional instructor here for about 3 years, which was probably the most formal training I ever had, was teaching others from a formally trained cookbook. And that's where I became known as the Flavor Chef. And chefs had their things in this culinary school I was in, and the other chefs would literally say, Chef Lance is really good. He makes things taste amazing. And so that's where I became the Flavor Chef. And we got that name going in 2007. I left the school and I started this company called was called a different name at the time, but we quickly became the Flavor Chef. It was always me, so it was my company. And on 11/11/2007, and 11/11 are my numbers, I have no other way to describe this, but I literally received a download from God. I was in a nice transformative place in my life. I had just met my new wife, and we were married yet. We were getting together, and just going through a lot of different transitions. Paul Chek had mentored me for about 1.5 years now, and I was transforming my life on all levels, doing yoga, and I was just doing some different things, and literally received this, that I was to bring this product to market. And it was very clear, truthfully, and I went home and I wrote it all down, and I've been working on it ever since. And the Flavor Chef was growing. We've grown our catering business, Carrie, here in Southern California, where we supported the bone broth. So the brothery now has become quintessentially a huge part of my business, and the catering is the other side of the business. And we literally just use the catering to fund the brothery, fund the product, and to bring out everything to market. So I've done it all myself. I haven't had any real help, outside help, and it's been a pretty amazing process.
I love these kind of stories. Very cool. So that's a journey and a half right there, getting to your purpose, basically.
Yeah, my purpose. Somebody literally told me today at a demonstration, they said, this is your purpose in life. Mm-hmm. And when you do find that as well, with the passion and the purpose together, you sleep really well, because you know you're on your mission, and truthfully, along this process, I'll give you a little of the history as well. In 2011, I've been in the Weston A. Price Foundation, one of our biggest supporters, and a Weston A. Price chapter leader here in San Diego, Kim Schutte, and she's been on the circuit too with these summits and things with Sean Croxton and others, and she started to help me out and wanted me to make the product for her clients. So I had the Chek Institute, I had Biodynamic Wellness, and so I started to produce it in more of a formal manner, literally coming up with the formula and using the Weston A. Price, Sally Fallon Nourishing Traditions background, using the acid to remove the minerals from the bone, which is just apple cider vinegar, and then just developing the flavor and the profile of our product, and then beginning the labeling and that process. So we had a really, actually, truthfully, a lot of fun doing it, and I've been, I've given a ton of broth away, and we always help people with certain paradigms, cancer patients and things that really need this product to help them get over some of the sickness and the nausea. It really helps with that too. So it's been a passion, and it's been really, really, really fun. So one of the other things too, just looking here, we had the basis of, I call myself part of the real food movement, the healing food, traditional foods. We see it in our circles, especially. This idea that the way we say it at bonebroth.com and at the brothery is, before modern pharmaceutical medicine, there was broth. Of course, there was other natural therapies as well. We use, herbs, and there's tonics, and there's all kinds of, things out there now within the Natural Foods Expo, and man, there's so many things out there that you can heal yourself with other than chemicals. So, yeah, we're part of that movement, and the bone broth was, again, where I was just a classically trained chef. So I think God said, that's what you're going to do. And of course, there was no one out there. There are a few companies now doing it as well. People are starting to pop up, but that was also part of the calling, was to bring to attention to everyone making this product already in French kitchens everywhere. Great chefs are making this product to let them know product is not only delicious, but it's also good for you.
Unbelievable. How cool is it to be a part of something that is actually helping heal people? I mean, that by itself is serious, serious empowerment right there. Nothing feels better than actually helping someone feel better. So
Absolutely.
how did you get? Okay, it's one thing to obviously be a chef and make things taste good. That was what you were trained to do, right? But it's
Yeah.
another thing to actually take it to a whole nother level and realize that it's super good for you. I mean, go into the healing process, because me, like everybody else, are thinking probably, yeah, I know I'm supposed to eat chicken noodle soup when I have a cold, and that's about as close as we get to our knowledge on broth. So you're going to have to really help our audience out today and get us
Sure.
clear on that. So start with that. What are the benefits to bone broth?
Well, the bone broth, again, the main thing, the consideration, the science behind it is, you're simmering. We have a proprietary blend in our product. It's all organic, bones and feet from Mary's Chicken, and we have, proprietary blend of carrots, celery, onions, formula in terms of a slow simmer. We extract it. So in summary, it would be we would call it a bone elixir or a mineral elixir. It's literally, we've taken the process is about 24 hours, and that's 3 hours to bring it to temperature, 18 hours to simmer, and then in 3 hours to get it into our container and in the freezer. During those 18 hours, it's a very slow. Kayla Daniel from the Weston A. Price Foundation calls it a gurgle. So it's about a 205-degree temperature, maybe a little bit less, and it slowly extracts all of the minerals and marrow, which is one of the really key components of it. It's a blood elixir. So literally, when we're done, we have what you would consider to be a liquid. For lack of a better term or unscientific term, we have liquid bone.
Mm.
And everything that's in the bone. So in our Chinese medicine, we have that idea that you are what you eat. And that bone brothery, we say you are what you eat, but more importantly, you are what you absorb. So a lot of people are struggling with GI digestive issues. Our mission at the Brothery is to heal the planet one GI tract at a time. So the health benefits begin with that. We have our trademark, which, if you'll notice, is a smiley face. And I should get a container, but I can't do that right now. Anyway, I should have got a container. The smiley face with broth is good for you, and a little statement that says promotes a healthier you. The healthier you, that's just the overall idea that drinking bone broth, you're going to be part of a protocol that's going to literally help to heal whatever's going on in your body. By healing the blood, by increasing your blood hemes, the blood hemoglobin, and different things like that, increasing your red blood cell count, you'll naturally fight inflammation and other things that will help you to heal your body in general. So again, it's part of a protocol. It's not the answer, but it's part of what you're doing. You go to the yoga studio, you meditate, you drink water every day, good clean water, you live in clean air, you wear organic cotton clothes, you don't use crazy chemicals for your makeup. All these things are part of it. So hair and skin, things like that. So that's where it comes in, and we could go through specific things, but I'd like to just answer some of your questions.
Well, first and foremost, so you've gone through how it's made.
Yes.
How often do you think we should have this in our diet? Is it something that you suggest daily?
Well, again, this varies from person to person. The healing protocol set forth by people like Jordan Rubin in his book, Restoring the Digestive System. Yeah, that's a great book. Now, that book, every healing protocol includes broth, or what they call their Brasco broth, and it has a couple other ingredients that I don't have in mind, but it's similar. Basically, it's bone broth, whether you make beef or chicken or other type of bones. But the broth, the gelatin, which is what the cooked form of collagen, so that's what we call gelatin collagen combination. That's from the ligaments and the tendons and all the different things that are in the bone and the feet and the backs. All those that breaks down. It becomes literally liquid mush when we're done. It's gone, and it's into the broth, and that's what heals. Those are the regenerating cells that heal your digestive tract. So we have protocols like the GAPS diet, where there are specific protocols for that, but those practitioners are working with severely compromised immune systems and digestive issues, where they're helping to heal those autoimmune diseases with broth as well as other protocols within the diet itself.
So instead of having to make this on our own, because my mom, I grew up not like everyone, but my mother was very good at making everything from scratch and having a garden in the backyard and all that good stuff. But of course, she grew up on a farm too, so she did do a lot of her own natural broths. I know it's not the simplest thing to whip up in your kitchen. So that's why your business is so necessary for those of us that want to incorporate this into our diet. It's pretty convenient. So we can actually order this and have it shipped to our home, correct? That's how
absolutely. In October of 2012, we were thrust into the limelight on Sean Crox's Underground Wellness, and we literally had many calls because we weren't shipping at the time. And so in January of 2013, we opened the brothery.com. The brothery.com, it's an online shipping site. We only make chicken broth, but it has plenty of gelatin and collagen in it, which is what people want from beef broth and other things. We're just growing this one product right now. But yes, and we find, Carrie, amazingly enough, we have many clients in the Weston A. Price Foundation, and at least 60% of our clients from our surveys have said they love broth, they believe in broth, they make their own broth, but sometimes they're really glad that they don't have to. And the other thing with our product is we are sourcing 100% organic bones, which if you're in certain parts of the country, it's impossible to get. I mean, if you don't have a Whole Foods, and even then they may not order them for you, but they can generally get them for you. If you don't have a store like that, you're not going to get, or a local farmer. We always encourage people to make their own broth. It's not that hard to do. You can search it on the internet and find 100 different ways to do it. Of course, we recommend Sally Fallon's book, Nourishing Traditions, which I will plug for sure. It's an amazing book. Everyone should have that in their pantry to just read the articles and the recipes of fermented foods and things that are in there. And again, but you don't have to do it. That's what people say. We're so glad we don't have to make it. It takes 18 hours to simmer the bones. It's a smell in their home some people love it, some people do not. And the fact is you have to chill it, you have to strain it, and it may not come out with gel or not, because if you don't have the right blend of food and if it's up too high a temperature or too low a temperature, it won't come out as good. It will be good for you no matter what. Your mom's broth, definitely, if you're making broth right now and you're putting a chicken in a pot, God bless you, keep making it, it's good for you. We get it from the skin as well. And we do, we put all these certified organic bones in there, and they come, like I said, all inspected and everything. And it's just an amazing product. It's hard. We had people today at the demos who tasted I make broth, I love broth, tasted our product, and wow, your broth is amazing. And they just can't do what we do, because we have a 40-gallon kettle that we make it in. And so yeah, thebrothery.com, you go on there, and we'll put out a Forever Young coupon for everyone. That's my gift to everyone, a 10% off coupon, and they can order that with a special code we'll give them, and that'll be great.
Awesome.
And we're shipping right now direct to people's homes. We've been doing it. We've shipped over 800 shipments since January.
Beautiful.
So,
well, I'm definitely going to be one of those customers, because I like convenience like everybody else on the call. We all live a really fast-paced life, and if you've already mastered how to do this, fine. I'll order from the expert.
Absolutely.
By all means. Very cool. So we can do that. Okay, I'm going to go into more logistics of the ordering part. So
Sure.
We order it. How long does it last? How should we use it? Do we just drink it? Do we make soup out of it? Do we put it in food? Help me with this. I'm clueless.
Sure. And we have a couple things. We'll send you a pamphlet in there. We have this little trifold that just came out. Give you about 4 or 5 different ways to use it. It is just considered to be soup. So it's a soup. It's a soup broth. When you get your product, we recommend first to just defrost the product by running some water around the container, putting the whole product in a pan, bringing it to temperature, meaning bringing it to a simmer, and then you add a pinch of sea salt because we do not manufacture our product with any salt. So you must add your own salt to it. And we did that again for healing protocols that don't allow you to have salt. We just felt it was easier to sew and to put salt in it. And then, we have a couple videos out there. We'll create some more. But, any cooked vegetables you have, put them in the pot or cook them, put some chicken in it. You got chicken soup. Amazing chicken soup. And then, if you had to make a roast or a Thanksgiving dinner, or you wanted to just steam some vegetables or saute some vegetables, you could cook it with the bone broth. We use it as a substitute for liquid in mashed potatoes. If you wanted to add it to your mashed potatoes, there's different ways to get it into your diet. Personally, we love just heating it, salt. You could add a little cayenne. One of my best and favorite ways to do it right now is to use coconut cream. It's a concentrated, coconut. It's either called coconut cream or coconut butter. It's basically whipped up coconut milk. Picture peanut butter. They just grind the peanuts. They grind the coconut, and you have coconut cream. And you stir that into your broth. You can add a little pinch of cayenne, a little leaf of cilantro, and have a delicious elixir drink. And on the quantities, again, depending on what you're recommended, what you're going through, to the average person, a cup a day, 8 ounces. If you're feeling like something's coming on, of course, it would be great to have anywhere from 1 or 2 containers in a day or two. So you drink more, and again, it's delicious. It's food, so you're literally eating a meal. It's not as if you're not eating. Sometimes you take supplements and different things, and we're not against supplements if you're good quality whole food supplements. But this is the whole food product. Right. This is real food. So you're buying soup. That's what you're buying, and you can go to the store, buy a cup of soup, and there it is. And we may someday make soup out of it, but right now we're letting us just stick with what we're good at. So.
Very good. That's some very convenient tips. So what can our audience expect by drinking this? I have no doubt that it tastes good. In fact, I'm getting hungry thinking about it. But what kind of us women that are fighting aging and wanting to look forever young? Let's get to the vanity side of this topic.
Well, this is a good side to get to. Yes. Vanity side. I mean, we've got a couple of websites out there saying that this is literally a youth serum. And again, the reason, if you think about your skin and things like that, this is literally an elixir for that again, because you're getting the skin and the building blocks, the cellular building blocks for those things in your skin through the gelatin that's in the product and what would be considered collagen. And if you go out and look at cosmetic products, you'll see that they're infused with basically some of them are natural, but some of them are, obviously man-made collagens or whatever. And so that's basically what they're doing. The compounds will help you, the glucosamine that's in there, the chondroitin, the hyaluronic acid. These are all things that help with joint issues. People take like shark cartilage, which is its own topic, but that is the same thing we have in our product, the cartilage of the chicken. And it's a much more sustainable, easy way to get bioavailable, that's a big word for us, bioavailable nutrients to your body. So again, it's not a magic bullet. It's not like, oh, I'm going to drink broth and the next day my wrinkles are going to be gone. We wish it was that way, because then we would need a big building to make more broth. But it's part of your protocol. So you will start feeling better. It promotes an overall healing. So they're saying here, the tissues, the glucosamine, chondroitin, hyaluronic acid all help with joint issues and skin issues. Skin, hair, nails will grow more. It doesn't replace your hair, unfortunately, because my hair isn't growing back. I wish it was.
I'm good.
But we'll make your hair stronger. It makes your nails stronger if you have problems with your nails. and it will help your skin become more supple. That's one thing we have heard from our clients. And a lot of women are looking for that. They're looking for suppleness in their skin, and it will help with that a lot. So that should be a direct benefit.
Yes, hair, nails, and skin. That's a big one for us girls.
Yes.
You care a lot about that. I was looking at, because you were talking about the GI tract and how it actually helps in treating that. Because, I have a friend that just was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, and colitis seems so common these days, and there's just so many things out there, gastritis. I mean, anything under the sun. Have you known that this actually has cured it or helped it or just alleviate the symptoms? Tell me kind of what you think about it.
It helps alleviate the symptoms, especially of the colitis and things like that. And again, it becomes, like I said, we talked about Jordan Ruben's book, Restoring Your Digestive Health. And in that book, again, it's part of the protocols. There are other things that they call for in there with that diet that you're going to be prescribed. And again, my recommendation is, work with a naturopathic doctor, work with a holistic health practitioner, work with a clinical nutritionist, and they're going to give you the other keys, because it's not a complete food. It's a protein sparer, which means it replaces protein. It is hydrophilic in nature, which was a term that something that Francis Pottinger discovered from the Price Pottinger Foundation around the late 1930s. And when he discovered that, what it means is it actually helps you digest the food that you're eating. So it literally, the water attaches to the hydrophilic, you can look it up, but it basically attaches to the proteins and helps you digest the proteins. When you digest more nutrients, when you eat nutrient-rich and nutrient-dense food, you consume less food because your body is satiated, and then what happens? You lose weight.
That's right.
Or you feel better. You don't have to eat as much, and you're feeling pretty good. So now I am a chef, so I'm constantly battling these issues. And I always just joke, truthfully, if you don't do the rest of the diet and you don't exercise and you don't get enough sleep, broth is going to be really helpful for you, make you feel good, but you may be like, well, I'm not getting results. Well, if you don't go to the gym, you're not going to get results. You literally have to go there, lift the weights, and you can't just think about lifting weights. You can't think about doing yoga. You have to do the yoga. So yeah, it's part of that. I mean, that's what it does. We just saw some articles on the internet too about cell repair. Everyone's always talking about cell repair, repairing damage. So one of the things we read about athletes, and it's getting with this paleo diet is really big, and we're part of that movement as well, because basically broth is such a part of animal nutrition, good animal nutrition, organic animal nutrition, and it becomes part of that because a lot of those athletes, CrossFitters, different people are doing those things, and they need to replace the minerals that they've lost when they work out. And like I said, it's part of that repair. In terms of the amino acid profiles, the glycine, proline, hydroxyproline, lysine are formed, and those are important amino acids that help. Those are called essential amino acids, which means your body doesn't naturally produce them. You need to take them in, and that would be those are are important for detoxification. So again, by healing the gut, taking in the amino acids, your body naturally detoxifies. And again, if you're doing any kind of forever young, trying to stay young thing, you want to detox from the chemicals that you've been exposed to every day, the free radicals and everything else. I don't want to get started on what we're experiencing sometimes when we're outside. We can talk about that off air.
Yes, it does start literally good health and natural beauty starts from the inside out. And
absolutely.
And your gut really is everything. I mean, I don't think we put enough emphasis on that. That's where everything starts.
Is Krista on the series? Krista reckon. Anyway, she should have been on, but she told me, 90%, this is what I learned from the clinical nutritionist, of the immune system is in the gut, or 80%, something like that. And again, I'm not the clinical nutritionist, I'm the chef, But the important thing is when you start to heal that system, we have this thing called synergy.
Mhm.
And so when you're talking about synergy, you're basically talking about something that helps elevate the other things that you're doing. So if you're on this protocol and you're trying to do this, it's going to be part of that by increasing the healing of your gut. You increase the absorbability of anything else you're doing. So if you're taking supplements, they'll be more easily absorbable and food will be easily digestible, especially if you're eating grains and legumes. We want to cook them with bone broth, soak or sprout them preferably ahead of time, and then cook them in a mineral-rich bone broth to help with the digestibility and the nutrition absorption from them.
Isn't that
So,
everything? People
yeah.
I don't think realize that they're not absorbing nutrients. A lot of them are not, which is sad, and that's half the battle right there. So this will actually help you absorb nutrients.
Yes.
This is a miracle serum. You're right.
Yeah, I was just reading a quote here from Dr. Kate Shanahan. She wrote a book called Deep Nutrition, and in that book, she states here the glucosamine-rich broth is kind of a youth serum capable of rejuvenating your body no matter what your age. Now I'm quoting Kate Shanahan here. And after decades of skepticism, orthopedists and rheumatologists are now embracing its use in people with arthritis, recommending it to possibly overcome or possibly reverse the degradation that occurs with injuries or disease. Now that's from her book, Deep Nutrition, and she's Dr. Kate. So, this is some of the research, and this stuff just blows my mind because I'm making soup, and I'm making a beautiful soup. At the Flavor Chef, one of my trademarks is love is the ultimate spice. And again, you're creating this thing, and we're living in love, and we're living with love in our lives. We're using that spice. We're literally infusing our product with love. That love energy is going to go through everything, and we find people telling us we can feel it, taste it. So that's what other people telling me, and I know it because I put it in there. That's what we do.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I was going to ask you about that because you're the chef, and my mom
Sure.
always says, oh, it's special, it's made with love, that was kind of the thing. And I'll be honest, when I'm cooking for someone I'm really not all that a big fan of, it tastes different than when it's for a special loved one, or I know dad's coming and this is his favorite dish and I put so much joy into it, it always turns out better. So it's got to be some truth to that. There's got to be.
Well, just look up love, man. Paul Chek, he's been a mentor of mine, and he taught me about love and about what it means, and to be fully involved. And everything is energy. And if we, when you're around people who are certain energy level, you just don't want to be around them anymore.
Mhm.
And with the energy we're using here, that's just is part of the protocol for us as well. If you're having a tough time, if you're angry, don't, it's Ayurvedic as well. It's Ayurvedic tradition that says, you can really make anything good for you as long as you have the right attitude, basically.
Yes.
They say it a little differently, but the love energy is there, and it's really important.
So if someone's having a bad day in your kitchen, they have to go because they're tarnishing the inventory, right?
Pretty much, we tell them, look, we take it out of here, man. We're right now we're cruising pretty well, and things are going well, so people are pretty happy. We're pretty happy. We live in Southern California too,
How can you be unhappy?
Carrie, it only rains at night. I'm not kidding. It's rained the last 3 days, but only at night. So every day, during the day, it's beautiful. It rains at like 3 in the morning. You wake up, there's nice fresh water on the grass, and the sun is shining. You're like, wow, that was great. It rained.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm sorry if you're not in Southern California.
I know. That's why it's so overpopulated. Everybody knows this already. Shh. They're already coming.
Yeah. It's terrible here.
That's right.
Anyways,
I was just in San Diego for my birthday weekend, so a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
So I that's the goal. I'm gonna move from one state to the next. I'm next door, but I'm in the desert, so
come on over.
I'm just all about water, so and more greenery than I have now. So I'm a nature girl. So I will be eventually. I'll get over there, and you guys will be kicking me out of the state like you do everybody else. It's overpopulated. Go home. So tell me, what's the future of the Brothery and the Flavor Chef? The Brothery. Gosh, forgive me.
No
No,
worries.
it's a fraternity. I'm turning into
It's a fraternity. Well, the future of the Brothery, the Flavor Chef. Right now, we are currently sitting in my new office, which we just leased April 1st, and so we just expanded to that. We are in our new warehouse. We had some construction folks over this morning to give us a bid to put our own hood in and to create a brothery and go to 2 kettles, which will double our production. We're moving north to Orange County with some our retail shops. We've got 16 retail locations here, and we're going to be investigating shipping with dry ice so we can ship further. And we're crossing that bridge this year. We very successful in our shipping. We've had some problems, but for the most part, we have about 95% customer satisfaction, and the other 5% have gotten refunds or whatever, because we've had some problems with FedEx. But other than that, to keep it positive, we're growing, we're expanding. We just incorporated, so we're now the Flavor Chef Inc., which I'm proud of, and we're in year 8. This is year 8. We're starting year 8, and we're excited to grow this business, and with summits and online affiliates we have, and we just move in retail, and it's going great. Our main retail location in San Diego, we had 241% growth last year in broth sales.
Mm,
So we're
good numbers to have.
yeah, exciting. So it's
Yes.
exciting times with the Flavor Chef. I'm very excited. We have a firm foundation, and we're looking to expand our markets and just serve an amazing product that
Awesome.
keeps getting better every time. So.
Awesome. You are growing quite a bit, and the key is just to get the word out, and that's everything. Once people find you and you have repeat customers, it's all downhill from there. So
Yeah.
that's the key part of business. So we have, I think you promised a 10% off coupon, I think I heard you say.
Absolutely, a 10% off coupon. I'll get the coupon code up
Okay.
as soon as the summit's released, and
Yep.
we'll put it Forever Young 10%.
Awesome. So I'll
So
have that in
it's
the
10%
body.
off full order, and they'll start right off there off the bat, and that's a good way to go.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's pretty good for what you get at your door. It's pretty good. We got very competitively priced. Put it that way.
So it's frozen, correct? It's shipped frozen.
It comes frozen. Yep.
Okay. And you can just either throw it right in the freezer or use it right away, whatever you have. And you can ship I'm sure you can probably stock up quite a bit then if it's frozen, correct?
Yeah, we ship either a 6-pack, a 10-pack, or a 15-pack.
Okay.
And of course, the 15-pack is your best value because you pay for shipping either way. And some people don't want to buy that much and don't have that much room to store it. But the beauty of it is you get it, you put it in the freezer, you take out what you want to drink right at that moment. And if you need to go on a healing protocol, you can have as much as that. And we ship every Monday currently. So like where you are is a 2-day shipment, be there Wednesday.
Awesome. Perfect.
So
Very
yeah,
cool.
we ship right now the domestic 48.
Okay.
We're not going up to Hawaii or Alaska yet or Canada, but we're looking into it.
One
So,
step at a time.
yeah, one step at a time. I mean, we sell a lot to Southern California, so we're here, but we definitely have clients. This is what I love to say, Carrie. At any given time, in any given corner of America, someone is drinking our chicken bone broth.
Awesome.
So
Very good. You're helping
Cool.
change lives. So
I'll
what
give
ma-
you a
Go ahead.
graphic to put up there of the broth,
Okay.
since I didn't bring one with me.
All right, we will. We'll include all the links and such in the body of his email and in the video, so we'll be good to go on that. So just real quickly, define, say what makes you obviously different, which we've all seen, if most of us know, than just your average chicken broth you're getting in the grocery store in a can, for example. I mean, I know that's almost like zero comparison, but I know our
Well-
audience is thinking this.
Okay, well, it'll be basically like apples and oranges.
Mhm.
You can do several different metaphors, but essentially what they're making in the can, or they're making in the, let's just stick with good quality brand or organic chicken broth that you get in a little box.
Right.
You can read the ingredients. It'll say chicken broth, and it'll give you a bunch of different ingredients, or some of organic, natural flavors. A lot of them have sugar. A lot of them have carotene or other colors in it. And I should maybe bring one for the next interview. But essentially, you're getting water with base. What we serve is we literally making what your grandmother made and what your mom made in the house. We're simmering bones in a kettle, and we have access to that on our website, pictures of the broth in the kettle with, again, our formula has about 60% feet to 40% backs, which again is really hard to do at home and definitely not happening in a box of broth. I mean, you can pour broth out of the container. When our broth comes, it's liquidy, but when you heat it up and cool it, it'll be pretty much Jell-O. It'll look like a little firm gelatin packet. And we don't have any additives, preservatives. Basically, I said we don't even put salt in there. So you're getting the extraction of carrots, celery, onions. Each batch contains about 100 pounds of bones, about 40 pounds of vegetables, all organic, bay leaves, thyme, peppercorn, small amount of peppercorns, not much, garlic, ginger, lemons, and apple cider vinegar. So yeah, you're getting all of that in there, slightly, again, and it's delicious. People will go, wow. I mean, we had a wonderful Fox News a couple years ago who, Shally, she tasted it. Wow, wow, that's good. I said, I told a couple of people today I couldn't pay for that one.
Yeah.
Just when they taste it, it's so good. So.
Yep.
And again, then they're getting the health benefits of it, and lots of love.
And the love. That's right.
Well, love is the ultimate spice. That's
right.
If you want it, you can offer a price on it, but it's going to cost you.
But mine's really expensive.
Yeah. Well, the trademark itself. We have 4 trademarks at the brothery, so.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah. You're talking about where we're going to. I mean, we in my thinking and what I was getting was basically, this thing is there are broth companies sprouting up now. There's a beautiful company up in Berkeley, California called the Three Stone Hearth that does broth every week. They don't ship it. There's definitely some companies in the Amish country from Weston A. Price that ship broth. There's a company that's doing beef broth out of the Midwest. And so there's lots of little broth companies sprouting up, but we make our product, and we're going to be we have the gold standard. We like to think of broth in America.
Very
so,
cool. Well, I just want to remind our audience too. You didn't go this direction, but some of those broths, depending on what they are, could have MSG in them, monosodium glutamate too. So you have to be really careful on what you purchase. Or always look at the back of the can.
We didn't talk about the canned broth from Swanson and people like that, because those are just. Don't even go there. That's just like anything. It would be like going to McDonald's or going to a farm-to-table restaurant. You just know what you're going to get. You're not going to get anything that's worthwhile. You're just getting highly processed food. And this whole thing started again with moving away from processed food.
Right.
Basically, just eating food that there's no ingredient label on a stalk of broccoli.
Right.
It's broccoli.
Exactly.
Hopefully, it's organic broccoli.
Your New York accent's coming out.
A little bit? Yeah, it's coming out for sure. It comes out in these type of things when I start talking about broccoli, Carrie, too, we just want food that doesn't, we have an ingredient label, but our ingredient label is all food.
Right.
We don't have any flavors or colors or
right.
It is what it is. And our product does vary a little bit from batch to batch. We definitely follow our regimen, and we have a pretty scientific formula right now.
Perfect. Well, you always get what you pay for when it comes to food, and you can't put a price tag on your health, ever.
Absolutely.
So that's my firm belief as well. So wonderful. I'm going to conclude with, guys, you're going to have a coupon, 10% off, in the link of the body of this email. So you can try it out, place your first order, and take off from there. And I'm sure you're going to want feedback, as well as I would, of the health benefits people are experiencing with your product.
Sure.
And everybody, and I can speak for Lance and myself, we all love success stories. So, that's what juices us up and keeps us going. So, makes us
Absolutely.
feel even
Well,
better. We know we're on the right path.
and you're part of it. Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed talking to everyone. And, we have an open email box and Facebook page. You want to go over and like us, we'd love that. And we post articles all the time on broth and promoting everyone we can promote to get the word out. And, take care of yourself, man. There's only one place you live,
That's right.
and that's in your own body.
That's
So if you
right.
don't take care of it, no one else will. And,
Yep.
and when you feel good about that, you'll feel younger, you'll feel better, and its attitude is everything. And we did take this. I just went for it, and God has been faithful. I use that term. I don't want to use it too much, but I'm a firm believer. So
I am too. I got it. You got to be on
awesome.
the right path with the light of the source. Exactly. So I'm with
Absolutely.
you on that. I'm with
Thank
you
you.
on that.
Nice.
Agree. Beautiful. Well, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being such a shiny bright light today and helping our audience get clear on exactly the benefits of this. I'm even feel like, wow, I got to place an order right now. So that's where I'm at. So I got to
Go
get
for
going on
it.
this. So thank you so much, Lance, from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for
Sure.
joining us.
Take
Take
care,
care.
everyone.